What's up, guys? Welcome in. I'm Jake Ellenbogen. We got some Rams news to cover. Before we dive into that, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, be sure to follow me on all social media at JKBogan, including Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Kick. And in addition to that, just want to let you guys know that today's sponsor is Prize Picks, and you can get $50 instantly. If you've never played Prize Picks before, you definitely want to take advantage of this using promo code JKBogan. You just have to play a $5 lineup, and you get $50 instantly, whether you win or lose. All you got to do is have 2 to 6 players that are picked based on their projections. You put more or less, and there you go. Just want to let you guys know that on Prize Picks, we have an NFC Championship free pick. It is going to be Jaden Daniels, 0.5 passing yards. So obviously he's going to hit that, so it's easier for you to hit your lineup. So be sure to check out today's sponsor, Prize Picks. And of course, the promo code is JKBogan. All right, guys. It's that time of year. You know, if you thought it was too good to be true, I've always been told if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And sure enough, the Rams are now starting to get poached on their coaching staff, right? That was a big key component to a lot of people feeling comfortable about next season, like feeling really good about it, because next season, you know, you get everybody back just about. I mean, you have some, free agents, and we've talked about that, but it's not crippling like years past. And then in addition to that, you get a coaching staff that, is good to go and is running it back. Well, let's not be so sure of ourselves. So this is a Sean McVay quote: "Unless guys get better opportunities, we'll have the same staff next year." Famous last words. Now, obviously, he's saying unless guys get better opportunities. So it's not like this comes out of nowhere. He knows that he's got a great coaching staff. He believes in it. Nobody's getting let go or fired or any of that. So obviously, on a team that won 11 games, on a team that turned around a 1-4 season into a 10-7 season, went to the playoffs, won a playoff wildcard game against the Vikings, who won 14 games, and then put the Eagles on the ropes, who also won 14 games. That's a pretty good season. It also, they were the 5th team eliminated. So they were in the top 5. Now, obviously, I know it's the same round, and it's based on what time these teams played and everything. 6th. They made the top 6. Ravens finished 5th, and obviously that's not how the draft works, but it's worth mentioning that, the Rams got to the Elite 8. So what does that mean? Well, I think it draws a lot of attention. And, last year the Rams were concerned they were going to lose Nick Caley, their tight end, and, of course, their tight end coach, and, of course, their pass game coordinator offensively, to the Patriots. Did not happen. That fell through. Didn't end up becoming the Patriots offensive coordinator. Stays with the Rams. Sean McVay raves about him, loves him, all of that. He confirmed that while Nick Caley is the favorite to be the Jets offensive coordinator and join Aaron Glenn, McVay has not received an interview request for Caley yet. So that's an interesting thing there. Caley is, again, the Rams tight end coach and passing game coordinator on the offensive side of the ball. I thought he did a really nice job. And, I think that there are a lot of people that would say the same thing, especially in that building. I've only heard great things about Caley. That would be a loss. But it doesn't stop there. If he was going to be plucked, and I would assume he is, because I was told from a Jets source, because I used to cover the Jets, as I've said multiple times, and I feel like I'm a broken record at this point, but I found some people, and obviously they give me some insight, and I had a Jets source tell me that this is almost a lock at this point. Now, things can change, but I'm not expecting Nick Caley to be back. I'm expecting him to be the offensive coordinator for the New York Jets. We'll see what ends up happening. If he is not back, you have a former Jets offensive coach, Rob Calabrese. He is, of course, in the Rams organization right now. He is an offensive assistant. He's an option to replace Caley, but I would say the favorite to replace Caley is the man they got over from Iowa State. They brought over, he became a pass game specialist, and that is Nate Scheelhaase. Young, up and coming, well respected. I would expect Nate Scheelhaase to take over as the pass game coordinator. Tight end coach, I don't know about that. They might go after somebody else, but Pass game coordinator, I expect Sheil Haas to take over. So in addition to that, more news. John Streicher, also known as Stretch, the game management assistant, is leaving the Rams. Sean McVay joked about having his heart broken, but I think he was quite honestly serious. Streicher's huge in game management, late game management situations, and Sean McVay really rallied around that. But he's leaving to join Mike Vrabel in the Patriots and reunite. He was with Vrabel in Tennessee, so he reunites with the Patriots and Vrabel here. Can't hate it. I mean, I would like to see him stay, but that's his guy, and Vrabel was out of football. So, he ends up leaving the Titans to go to the Rams. And the way I see it is, if you're upset about this, well, if Vrabel wasn't let go, do you really think John Streicher would have even been a Ram? I don't. So I have no issue with this. He trusts Vrabel. That's his guy. He's back into coaching, and he's going to join Mike Vrabel with the New England Patriots. That sucks. Will the Rams replace that? I don't know. That's a position that they kind of created, so we'll see what ends up happening there. But do not be surprised if they do replace it. Also, don't be surprised if they don't. Anyway, we move on. Last but certainly not least, we have assistant head coach and defensive passing game coordinator Aubrey Pleasant. He has been requested, keep in mind, keyword, requested to interview for the Bears defensive coordinator job with Ben Johnson. Now, Aubrey Pleasant, he actually head coached the last preseason game for the Rams. So Sean McVay gave him the reins there. This is a guy that is well respected. I think this could have some implications here if Pleasant leaves. They have a free agent corner in Ahkello Witherspoon who could also follow him to Chicago, depending, right? He could really try to get Ahkello to go to the Bears. In addition to that, I just think that down the stretch, Aubrey Pleasant did such a nice job getting this defensive backroom going the way it was. And, I mean, you saw it instantaneously down the stretch with Ahkello Witherspoon, Darius Williams, Kobe Durant, all the safeties. You really don't want to lose Pleasant. But Pleasant, at this point, wants to be a defensive coordinator. He was such with the Lions. He was scapegoated and fired, even though I'll say this, I don't really think the Lions' defense has been great. I just don't. Ben Johnson, who was with the Lions, and this I find very fascinating. So you're telling me Aubrey Pleasant was fired by Dan Campbell and the Lions, and now Ben Johnson leaves the Lions, and the first thought he was like, oh yeah, let's interview Aubrey Pleasant. Interesting stuff there. Very interesting. So we'll see what ends up happening. It's a request. We haven't heard any word on this. I would imagine Pleasant is at least going to take the interview. It's experience after all. It makes a lot of sense. And it's a promotion. So, that's the only way. Because if it's a lateral move, then you have to, you need to get permission. It can be blocked. You can block an interview, but this would also be, essentially this would be a promotion. So it's not as simple as just blocking it. Sean McVay is not going to block anybody. It's just that simple. So I would imagine Aubrey Pleasant is going to interview. And I would imagine he's going to be one of the finalists in that race. We'll see if he ends up being the defensive coordinator for the Bears. But the hope is minimal damage here. I'm expecting Caley to be gone. That sucks. He does a lot for them. And John Streicher's already a Patriot. But if they can keep Pleasant in the building, I feel pretty good about that. And you still have, and this is the real thing that I'm concerned about, is Mike LaFleur, because his name hasn't come up yet. It's still early in the coaching hunt and everything. Mike LaFleur is going to get interest. I don't know if he'll get an interview out of the interest, but he'll have interest. And his brother did the same thing. Offensive coordinator with the Rams, isn't calling the plays, McVay is, and then eventually he goes to the Titans to call plays for Vrabel. So not the first time Vrabel has plucked one of the coaches from McVay's staff. To be fair, that's a promotion. Now he's calling plays. Led to him getting a coaching job, a head coaching job with the Packers. He's done a nice job with. Mike LaFleur could do the same thing. That's the only problem, is that when, Sean McVay is going to be calling the plays, well, now, you have the offensive coordinators like Kevin O'Connell and so forth that even though they don't call plays, they still can, move up. They can get head coaching jobs. or they can do what Matt LaFleur did and find another spot to call plays. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys. We'll see what ends up happening. I'm not saying that they would 100% do this, but keep an eye on Jonathan Caley with the Panthers if Aubrey Pleasant does get picked up. Caley was with the Rams for a bit. He went over to the Panthers to be with Ejiro Evero. So I could definitely see Caley, who has a really good relationship with some of the guys still on this roster. I could see him being added, maybe not as an assistant head coach and a pass game coordinator, but in some capacity there to alleviate that. So that would be a pretty significant loss. Losing Caley is going to be significant, and losing Streicher could be massive. We'll see. Hopefully Sean McVay learns a lot from just his 1 year with John Streicher. But that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check out today's sponsor, Prize Picks, at JKBogan. Of course, is that promo code. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, folks. All right, guys, just a quick update here. The Lounge, which I've told you guys about after every single video, we are now at 6 videos. We have almost 700 subscribers. So if you haven't gotten in and checked out my new side project, definitely be sure to do that. Interviewing voice actors and athletes and entrepreneurs, musicians, all the good stuff there. Be sure to check it out. The link is in the description below. In case you guys haven't noticed, I do have a Discord channel for my community on this channel. And if you want to be a part of it, it is free. The link is in the description below. You can sign up. This is basically a 24/7 Rams channel, and we are almost at 1,100 members. So if you want to be a part of it, just hit the link in the description below.